that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving the fear, the promise of death. The work of my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you, I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes, I know money, the more I get you. And you love our money, the more I get you.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and outside of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backbaloo, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
In the Sktv, we are the best in Liberia. Sktv, we are the best in Africa, and the Sktv, we are the best around the world. And most definitely, folks, let me see, it's like we are faced with a little technical glitches or technical issues, but I think that problem will be solved. Yes, indeed, there are some technical issues ongoing behind the scene. But again, good evening and welcome. Yes, indeed, today is Thursday, the 2nd of October, the 10th month. Wow, time fly though. No time wait for no man. Yesterday, when you were on the what? Those of us that were on the fence. Oh yeah, you know when you're on the fence, you can see a lot of things, right? Until when you get into the fence, then you know between who good and who bad. Today we are witnessing and observing a lot of talks on Facebook. Yeah, interesting about who me, who not me, who good, who not good. That's great. That's the beauty of life. You can't force people to do good. That's one thing I can tell people in this life. You don't force people. So people, let's share the show. That's the thing with life. When we tell people that the best thing to do is to always show love to your brother, to your sister, no matter how much you are making, even if it's 1 cent, at least be able to show love to your people in your community, in your neighborhood, and whatsoever. That's why our people who in the diaspora, that's why they continue to send all their little any, even though our president described it as $50, but that's just magnificent. If some of the government officials in Liberia today, when they were giving $50 like that, Mr. President, I think I don't think people will be crying too much like that. But according to the Women Rescue people, they are not saying that government is mean, is ungrateful, is corrupt. Well, what concern, what we try to say, people we hate. That's our own interpretations, because people don't like to tell, in fact, for you to tell them the truth. And people don't like to hear the truth. So let's share the show, people. Steve will be here with us very soon. Good. I see him already enter in studio. The social chairman will be here with us. Today is Thursday. Robert, Jackley, good evening, my dear brother. Prince, good evening. Thank you so much for watching on the YouTube. And Emmett Hammer, thank you for also watching. I don't know, I'm not seeing a chairman like that, but let me see. I think the problem is coming from my end or maybe from the chairman end. But those of you who are watching, please give us, whether you seeing me or you seeing the chairman, just give us a thumb up. Maybe, yeah, tell us whether you seeing us live in studio, you see me or you seeing the chairman, both of us. Because for me, I'm not seeing the chairman. That one thing I'm not really seeing. Chairman, I'm not seeing you like that. So maybe you got to.
Mama, you don't need to see chairman, man. What's your problem?
Chairman, I hope you are not part of the people they rescue. Someone you rescue us are accusing.
You're not ready yet. You saw see chairman? You're ready yet? You're left now together. Yeah, you saw.
Chairman, I hope you are not among these officials that the people are accusing. Because for me, I can't accuse you because me, I know you.
Leave me without your accusation, man. I don't get time for that thing. We told the people there I wasn't really worried about.
Well, the country is just
America is talking funny thing, you know, ain't talking.
Let me go to the post again. I enjoyed in the they say the government, the Unity Party government is the most corrupt. Yeah, but it's strong. And
folks, let's share the show, man. The show on part, the show we had today. The show will be very, 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 very high. When we start the show, it will start warming up very soon. Let's share the show. I gotta go refill my glass with water. Look, Melbourne these days we have decided to just be drinking water, watching you from distance. Tomorrow I'll post my scripture. Tomorrow, only one scripture I will post. I just want to post one scripture tomorrow. See, I beg you. Tomorrow I'll post my scripture.
Let's share the show, people. Today will be happy.
Let's share the show. What are you talking? The show not even start yet. Let's share the show.
You know what they make me to laugh? Like for example, maybe I have people like you. Then I say, okay, chairman used to give me 1%. No, I don't want chairman give me bring monk. That monk can't even give me water to even drink. Isn't it gonna life? This country just.
For you, let's share the show.
Let's share the show with people.
Oh, you have that government, you got policemen and turn the car, but who they hang your car? It ain't ready. You guys are not ready. You guys are not ready. Don't make Gregory come on and sit down behind closed door. They send you to go be doing all kind of funny things in the community. You're not ready. You ain't ready, you. You ain't ready. Today we'll talk about the Chief Justice. So for Joseph Boaga to say, you know, we'll talk about that a little bit today. We'll talk about the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice, I got some kind of retired medicine man named Bese. I know Nyami Bese. That new one get looking at a medicine man who are twin medicine baby and where he decided to can be a Chief Justice and he catch you. We'll discuss that one today. The things that we have a joke. You ain't ready in our country. You say Chief Justice. Yeah, man means say Nyami Bese. That kind of medicine man need when you get. And he fail low like that too. When you see a face about morphology, we will be joking with you in the country. We'll have that conversation today. You get funny in me, you have funny in the town. It's only Chief Justice and be doing something funny.
Chairman, and I get real shoe though.
Man, you got story. The man, you get a man, that medicine man, the man who go do medicine, who are serious medicine man, and fail. Then he come to politics. You ain't Nyami Bese. You know, you're not gonna funny in any time before. We're discussing.
I don't have red shoes, please. Don't put me into red shoes, please.
That story. Yeah, the story, brother. Yeah, the man need Nyami Bese, and I want to do this. So Nina say you hear, you know, say the poor that person who behind and Nina serious. So names you hear, you know the person that get that Nina, that's serious man and me. And mama pass will say that give me stupid me or funny in the time Nyami Bese. And I can yeah, I gotta need before.
Come on, Mister, because I don't have red shoes.
We'll discuss that one. We'll discuss that one today. Maybe that's
discuss the kind of team you want. We have committee room that gonna
let's share the show. Let's share the show. We don't have to talk. Let's share the show. Mama leave me, man. I like for something. But Melbourne, really cool. Let me refill my water because you know this day we decided. Like I said, tomorrow I will post scripture. Y'all get fair again. You know the particle. Tomorrow, only your who not Christian will get fair my scripture. The scripture I will post tomorrow will bring noise in the time. I will post scripture. I will bring noise in the time. All of you who Christian tomorrow. I want to see if y'all go against the word of God tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow the word of God will use it. In fact, I word of God I'm going to be using on you now. I will be using the scripture on you to remind you, Joseph Boaga support us. I will remind you of the scripture. And when I tell you politically, you can listen. We told you physically, you can listen. We'll start going spiritually and we'll start using the word of God. We'll see if you're not listening. If you're not listening to God, then we'll know that you're going to hell. Then we'll know that you're going to hell. But let's share it.
Rabbi Bishop, I don't have where she
If I can call the president that Chief Justice, I can call her. Chief Justice, you was on the medicine man, Yami Bese. You know, you got funny meaning before, and you expect him to act correct. Yeah, I share it.
Yeah, but not. In fact, let me tell you that recording, we're not in studio, we are out. Those of you who thinking other way, yeah, 14 minutes past 6, people, that's the time check. The social chairman. Yeah, no man. By the way, people, today is Thursday. So many things to talk about and so many things happening. Please, let's share the show. Those of you who are listening to us via the radio also want you to also invite someone because, you know, let me tell you, Liberia is all we have. We got to think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. And the only way that you build Liberia, one person can build Liberia. So if one person pot is boiling, oh yeah, that could be interesting. If one person pot is boiling and the other group of people, their co-pot is cool, no fire, nothing, how will we build Liberia? Anyway, maybe the chairman will tell.
Yeah, let's get to the social issue for anything pay attention socially because that way we need to get people who go anywhere.
Well, I don't know so far. I don't think there's any trending social news, but maybe because sometimes we'll come here, sometimes some of the social things we say or we talk about, sometimes it can be beneficial to a lot of people. So, what was on my mind socially? I think something on my mind, but anyway, yeah. When that come out, or maybe when get that in my mind, I will talk about that. But I think it's just about our social life, young people. So that move back. Thank you about this issue of management because you know something that I was having that most of the time people always say most of our women they're always managing. Well, in this age and time, we notice that most of them they don't easily manage that well. Only the men do. So I think that one really my concern because most of our motorcyclists they always cry from these things like they give their money after hard work and nothing. So what say you with that, social chairman?
Well, folks, let's share the show. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. And the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. I see my friend patient Sema here. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name good. Patient, don't mind that man. I answer your man. We don't worry about that man. We part the drunk list. We'll put it, the other list coming on. In fact, on the drunk Joseph Boaka drunk list, we just added Dwalu. Dwalu. You're gonna hear Dwalu passing around talking about diaspora phone. He made a drunk list, yeah. Dwalu that drunk. And we'll discuss his level or how Joseph Boaka main jump. He can run and on class read low. He's not a serial man. No, you take seriously. Everything spell capital letter inside. After stand on using as a job they said they were going to get job in the government, then getting it. But we'll discuss the own story. He's not a serial man. Dwalu not serial man. Let me tell you today. Nobody should waste your time with Dwalu. Dwalu is not a serial man. He's a junk too. He only Joseph Boaka John. But I get to the issue yet. Folks, let's share the show. Maybe I think you asked a very good question. I think the issue of waste and abuse is a problem that anyone could have in the relationships. And let me just make the announcement to all of you. I know some of you are going to all the women. If you want to get any man in your life, you want to get good men, among the Liberian men, choose bandy men. We the bandy men were the best men. I'm not talking about Grandier men, Lofa, Pele men, Kissy men. I'm not talking about men. That's no men I talk about. You won't get good men in your life. Eh? Good men in your life. Slow down, man. Slow down. You tell your I listen to you. Let me make my okay, go ahead. Let me try to go ahead. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, because chairman, you know, you are social chairman, and you know, and you are the massive leader. The massive they depend on you. So you can just say that. So you gotta retract.
I can say like that based on evidence. Yeah. You are the one you're going to break with me heart. I don't say easy men are funny men. Easy men. When you talk about the most stingy track right now, the most stingy men in Liberia, in Lofa, when you say they say Lofa men stingy, that kissy men, they're not bandy men. They're not bandy men. That kissy men. That the one who can say Tom Pele, don't want who can be talking that they chunking right around. That the one that throw that back there. Those are the ones who are very cheap. Get bandy men in your life. Your whole life, why are you laughing for? You see that the problem with you, man.
But what are you calling the public name for?
Chairman, 1 second. No bon. So made a case for the Grenadian men now because I'm telling you now.
Oh yes, no. Actually, on the average, I mean, be frank, there are a lot of good men out there, especially in Liberia. But everyone want to have their own. I will not want to say the other person in there. But when it comes to what Steve talking about stinginess. Those of you who know those ones that are stingy, you know them already. They're stingy. I don't care what you do. They are stingy. Look, people can be talking about Basel people. I'm not Basel about. Let me be frank. I like them. You know the reason? I don't know how can Steve, any Basel man, or Steve can socialize. And that's the thing. Basel people are what they like. They got to live their life. Even they eat zero, they're proud. They will even cook, Steve. They like get Basel blood.
My man, I'm not listening to me. Slow down. I don't let socialize. My man, I discuss this serious thing here. Get bandy, don't destroy the conversation. See that problem there. Get bandy, man. I get them. I say get global man. We global man. Global man, I don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. Let me tell you something. Global men and I know what's going on. I'm telling you today. You get global men in your life, my dear, your life not going from. It will just be stuck. Because they could have been satisfied, they just want to eat all day, they go for. You go from border, funny thing is that they eat all day, they let dancing Bennett. So that I don't want to talk about. We say, bandy men, get serious men to move your life in front. Go, I'm saying it to our sister then, to my woman who watching, to the woman who stay looking for men, get bandy men in your life. I'm telling you now. The woman who said, me, I don't get problem with woman looking for men. You don't get looking for men. That's my problem. My problem is I'm advising what kind of men to be in your life. Don't get kissy men. Don't get kissy men. Kissy men are very cheap. They're very cheap. They let us use people. They are users. They are a serious minded group of people. I'm telling you right now, don't get kissy men in your life. Do not get kissy men in your life. Bandy men, the Google men that will put your life together like bandy men. Your life will be set. I'm telling you right now. Oh, John Hina, Leo, man, you think we have you think that kissy men, John, we're going to do yet? What we talking? Kissy men, not global men. Global men, nobody going to drink, you and sleep. They're going to be happy. They're not ready here. I'm telling you. They cry men over just forget it. They put to follow people. They can support their friend, man. They praise them. Oh, they know what's going on. God, they put to follow people. They can praise their friend, man. Don't worry about that. I said kissy men. I said kissy men are the one.
Who can spend money?
My man, let's get the conversation. Money men spend money, my man. Money men take care of Tony. Money men spend money. That money man, where you can tell where he carry, there. He happy. I'm telling you, we the money men, we can some people. My man, we don't want to our wallet. We don't want to get it. So long, we don't want to give it so long we care about you. That money man, did that story.
The woman can be managing the wallet.
My man, boy, they're managing the weather. Everything the woman are managing the way talking. And the man. But anyway, let's get to the issue. The question you ask, I think, is an important question, Yobo. I think the question you ask is an important question. The question you ask is an important question. Most of the times, let me say this to our people before we get into the politics of today. Let me say this to our people. This is free of charge. That thing that what people can pay for that, what can I tell you today? One of the most important things in any relationship that finances will call it money. That money. Let me say it again. They're not sleeping with a woman. They're not sex. That money. I'm saying it to you again. Finances are critically important in any relationship. I'm saying it today. Whether you woman or you man, finances are important. But not only finances are important, your ability to manage finances in your relationship is important. It's as important as keeping that relationship. You know, those of you who can pass around, you're the small children, you're pass around, you're one man because you get 6 pack, you're one man because he's sexy, you're one man. My friend, that thing that is not realistic, that on TV, that AI. The real thing is what you call sustainability and what can sustain relationship and family, whether you choose to have children or not. That the finances. It's very important. That career, the ability for the person to be able to provide, that the ability for the person to be able to put a set together. That the important thing in there. That when all the other extra thing in where the man sexy and the man are DJ and the man hot and the man popular, you get dread in your hair, you get earring in your ear, you get tattoo, you can go to the gym. It's a waste of time, my sister. It's a waste of time. And I see plenty of body men lose their women. You see real men parties where lose easy. Body men can lose woman. They don't want losing woman plenty. I'm telling you, body men, nothing not working. Getting body at 0. Trust me. You can go eat and hold the white eat the air. They don't want to tell the truth from you. I'm telling the truth. So let's come to
but you won't put food on your table.
They can't leave that thing. They can't do nothing. They can't do nothing. In fact, I tell you today, all the body men, most of the women are complaining. They can't do that to do that. Yeah, you put all your to do in a gym. By the way, let's get to the issue. We'll discuss how on Saturday we'll get into the intro talk. Yeah, you eating all the iron in the gym. They all have to do it. You can't worry about. But I want a different thing. Most of the body men are complaining against them. So you leave the iron eating belly, my brother. You're not carrying you nowhere. When you're eating iron, the other person taking your remote from you. But let's go to the issue. Let's go to the issue. The issue here is to women and to men. It's okay for you to save money. It's okay for you to budget. It's okay for you to plan. It's okay for your finances. Let people who are there say you cheap. Stop impressing people. This lavish lifestyle, you must be able to budget for rainy days in your relationship. You must be. What a woman you get, my brother, you broke. You can't even ask her for fasting. You can't ask her for fasting because she ain't get nothing. She spent all the money on the false hair, all the money on the false lashes and the makeup and buying the other dress then to impress people that they don't like and all kind of funny thing. It's a problem. It's a problem, to be honest. So budgeting, like you said. So today, young girl, when you get a guy who goes to hustle, they do the pimping or whatever it is, you know, when you go to the kind of people and you got somebody who's helping you, save that small money, you know, and stop the unnecessary spending. No, this is serious. Stop the unnecessary spending. It can pose stress and strain on the relationship too. Let's be honest. It can pose stress and strain on it. Just stop this unnecessary spending. Look, disconnect your membership with I know AliExpress, Shein, all the funny one. The better we even know your needs that I didn't spend money there all day. The other new week you gotta get it. The old one you get is still hanging over there. You're not doing nothing with it. I mean, come on. It doesn't mean you are cheap. It just means you are putting yourself together. It's okay for you to save your money for rainy days. It is okay. You stop this unnecessary spending. Let me say again, it can pose strain and stress on relationships. It can do it. And then you get to the point where you're getting a full, you know, certain things that you need to take care of, whether for the children or for yourself to upkeep yourself. Then you got to start crediting now from other people. Then you need somebody more. So you see, you can resolve some of these things when you like that. So I mean, we're just saying this. So maybe I agree with you that it's a problem. It's unfair to the men who are able to provide, and vice versa. Whether a woman is providing, regardless of how you choose to do your relationship, I don't have a problem with that. But I'm just saying, do something that will benefit both of you. Do something that will create some form of sustainability. Don't be spending unnecessarily. It doesn't mean you're cheap. Look, let me tell you something. You know the cheapest people on earth? Some of you don't know. Of all the books I've read, of all the biography, all the secrets, all the novels, online papers, or whatever I've read, or whatever it is, I've never seen a rich man spend uselessly. I've never seen, in fact, what Bill Gates, all the rich guys that got billions of dollars, you know what kind of belt they can wear? Are they cheap belt? You don't see them passing around wearing a Gucci belt and all they want to. No, they don't get time for that thing, my brother. Because they understand. You don't know Gucci. You don't know why you wasting your time behind Gucci? You know Gucci. Why you wasting your time making Gucci rich? Okay, how does wearing from head to toe Gucci make you rich? How? You are struggling and you appear to be rich. It's a problem in itself. It's a sign that you got identity theft. You have an identity crisis. You have identity problem. You know, the other time I was walking, I went somewhere, and one of my friends looked at me and said, "Oh, my man, but my man, you doctor now, why you wearing short trousers?"
Okay.
I said, "Oh, yeah? What's what we doing? Wearing time passing around?" I said, "I will wear the same regular slippers I used to wear. I'll wear the same regular short trousers I used to." It means nothing, that title. When I go into work, I dress professionally because of the environment I go. I said, "I come to hang out with you, to play checker with you. Then I can wear short trousers, I might wear long trousers, I might wear, like, okay." So, you know, I'm saying these things to say people who know better don't fight to impress people. No, it's not about impression. It's about, look, I know people who got some very good money. Maybe when you see them here, you would think say they're riding a Toyota. They're riding there. You not see that.
Even the same thing go down to our government officials. All they feel that when they buy the BB cards, deflated cards, so that by the time investor come, the investor will be impressed. I don't get it.
But
I don't get it.
How do you say you are poor, but your presentation is rich than the person who coming to invest or equal to the person who coming to invest? How do you entice people to come and invest when you are appearing rich? Even the naked car that you're driving to go for a meeting, the man who coming for that meeting to come and invest does not have that car. Tell me about it. Look, let me tell you something. Maybe some things. Let me tell you something. Let me say this today. I'm tempted to say something that I don't want to say because it's part of the private things that some of us are engaged with behind closed doors. So I'm not going to make reference to me or whatever it is in this context, but I'm going to say something. I'm quite aware of a group of people that we work with behind closed doors for some image presentation. Let me say this to you today. One of the most important things that can appeal, that can send message to people is your presentation with all you talking. You don't have to say anything the way you appear. Has a huge presentation, and you must appear based on the occasion and the situation that you are going for. You must. This is why sometimes we have said this, even from a social standpoint, to some of our sisters and some of our mothers. If you can wear medium, don't go to the store and buy small. Serious-minded men will not take you serious when you are wearing tight clothes. Because the first thing they will say to you is, only popcorn boys are impressed by those things. The fact that you have to tie yourself and impressing yourself, that means that you yourself, look, you are not thinking right. No, but there is no way I can wear medium. I will go to the store and go buy large. It doesn't make any sense. The reason I'm saying these things also is because you have to understand that your presentation matters. Now, in your presentation mattering, it's important for you to also understand that you present your authentic self based on the situation. Now, let's take, for example, Melbourne. Let me make this a little social and we'll get into politics here. If I am going on a date with someone or I'm going to with someone for the very first time, my brother, if you coming up on a date all fly with ring on your hand, bling, bling, and you want to impress me, you're getting all the high heel, all the plenty of hair on your head or whatever it is, my brother, the first thing I know that is a turn off. I know we're not going nowhere. It's not a long-term thing. You're a waste of my time. You came to impress me. The other message you are sending to me also, I'm going to be responsible to pay for all that thing that you got. Because at the end of the day, that will be your request, because you have to maintain and sustain that look. Look, simplicity is important. Stop trying to impress people. Let's stop this. I see the new thing in Ghana and the new AI thing, and they're making it say, my brother, Let me tell you something. If you get B stomach and AI take it from there, my dear, in real life, you get B stomach. Let's keep it moving. Leave the AI thing. Let we accept you for the B stomach. Yeah, today. Let we accept you that you get picky hair. Let we accept you for that. Let me accept you that you get a force latching them for Sheen that can stay on the eyeball for 2 minutes. You know the latching them want to get for Sheen? You know how they can stay on the eyeball for 2 minutes. So the breeze blow it, they take it for that. So leave all the things in my sister. Put yourself together. Do that picky hair. When you find. Do that picky hair. The image that you get, you must bring your mind, your part. If your man choose to be with somebody who's struggling with faith, that make you begin like that. So when you be with men and choose, it's okay for you to choose the kind of man you want to have a children with. You're not going to tell one ugly man and you can tell me, say, oh, you know, that God gave. No, God didn't give ugly children. God didn't give that other people. No.
So Chairman, let me say thank you. Mohammed, thank you so much, Mohammed. Good evening. But Chairman, let me be frank. You know, I think there's a whole topic, maybe Saturday or maybe over the weekend.
Yeah.
Because this is interesting. Let me be frank, Chairman. You will see people who have iPhone asking people for help. Sometimes I be thinking like, I don't know what really overcoming us as people. You have property or the thing you carry to Steve to go and ask Steve for something is worth thousands of dollars, or maybe if not almost, because Liberian dollars, sometimes if you have 2,000-3,000 US, almost $1 million or Liberian dollars. So you have close to $1 million Liberian dollars in your hand. But you're looking for somebody to help you with $50, with $25, with $30, with $100 for you to go and do business. Why are you living this kind of fake life? Then another one again, Chairman, is some of these things also, that's why you see the issue of tensions in so many homes today is that this. Because let's go back to most of our motorcyclists or maybe our taxi driver or some of our colleagues or brother out there who are fighting hard to make life better. That's what you see today. More men die. Let me frank. The man will go out there and hustle whole day throughout the time on his motorbike, get home and give maybe something for food or for something, or maybe for housekeep or something. The lady in our home who said home do nothing is demanding than what the man can afford. That same lady will also stress him out until maybe that relationship goes sour or something happens. And this is the kind of life, Steve, that sometimes I've seen that people are not explaining these things to our next generation. People are not educating the next generation about all these things. So people are just into things. No management. Everybody going local here. The government is not managing well. The citizen or the people, the homes, nobody managing. And I will live. So for me, I said, thank you, Chairman. I think we'll just take one of these days to really bring about how well are we managing? Are we living fake life? Or are we just living to just impress people? Like you just talk about the issue of clothes. People just wear any kind of clothes. Go to supermarket or go to market or maybe restaurant, food you can't eat. But you go to restaurant, oh God.
Go switch. I see one of my brother here, Rondo, talking about, oh, Moses, then you cheap or what? Rondo, no problem, Papa. I'd rather be cheap than to support a fake life. I want to sustain fake name, my brother. I want to compete with AI. I want to pass it around, and every week we got to buy the fake allergy. You see what you. You see what you. And to my brother who can pay for that BBL and thing. My brother, you setting yourself a failure. The day you start paying for the BBL, and just knows another man that you come and use that BBL and to bring another man. You're looking for your own trouble. Leave that story, my brother. To our sister, then who going to do the BBL? They say a lot of people who know, but you know what they can call it? They call it expedite. You are expediting your death. That means you're making it to go fast, or quick. So you'll be there, yeah? You'll be getting all those fake things. You think I hear for that, your funny thing. That means it will pass around. When you enter a house or you enter a room, that the allergy then you'll be looking at. And I feel Brazilian, you'll be looking at. You worry about that one. You're not worried. You're not ready yet, my brother. You are not ready yet. Me, I'm a typical African man.
But let me ask you this question, Chairman. You better know the viewer heads. You better know the difference.
Go buy where go AI page so you can buy it. That means you'll be on that level. Say again.
I'm asking whether you really care about the type of hair, because for me, I don't even know which type of hair is in it. I've red hair. What kind of hair? Do you? For me, I really like the country plait.
My dear, listen to me. What is concern me with? What is concern me with?
Oh God, yeah.
If I pick hair, say I left. Yeah, they can say nappy in America. They say nappy hair. That they pick hair, and then we used to know. Don't be passing around funny thing. I ought to compete with AI. I ought to do that one. Someone else, let me tell you today, when they're traveling, they make up bed alone can take about 3 for 5 passengers seat. You see your man and woman passing around a bunch of dust on your face, will be wasting your time. Saying all that Dwally now show face. Dwally, you on a jungle list. You want to them, but I'm big and strong. Hey, you know me now, my own boy, let me have to call them up. By the way, let's share the day. On Saturday, on by the social show, on by will be too big. It will be big because you know what happened? We coming dirty old men now who eating iron. The reason why they're losing. We coming put your story there outside. But anyway, let's share the show. I beg you. We'll be passing around.
Yeah, so let's move here and I move to our actually this is educative, and let me say thank you. I think that's good. Some of our young guys who are listening out there.
You get somebody that can buy it larger now, so they be buying it.
Yourself, you can manage your own money. Let me just give you one example, or Steve. One of the tests between you and your partner is give them money to keep for a certain time, then you ask for the money. If they can give you any kind of good accountability of the money, next time don't give them money for them to keep. That don't tell you that that person is wasteful and they can do anything with your money without you knowing. So the best thing to do is for you to tell them. Yeah.
Melbourne support asking me my inbox. Where is the assistant chairman, social chairman, Monk? Where is he?
Is there answer the link? Let me see. No, I think.
See, so people just asking my inbox, but where is the assistant chairman? See, I even know that what's going on with the assistant chairman right now, folks. Yeah, I don't lie to you. Me, I ain't lying, Billy. I don't know what's up with the assistant chairman. I'm talking to the assistant chairman if you did.
We don't know about hair. We don't care about hair. We don't even know which hair color. I really care about hair.
My dear, let's share the show. Yeah, let's share. Yeah, my man will be on conversation. Forget me. Let's share the show, folks. Today we want to talk. My man Dwally, but anyway, let's share the show, folks. Let's share the show, folks. Let's focus on. No, but do you have the video from I think from the current justice? Do you have that video when he spoke, when he went to, I think that was Nima County or where he was?
Oh, Lofa. The time when Lofa.
Yeah, when he went to Lofa. Do you have that video for you to play really quick?
Let me
because
see.
Yesterday I saw on the Executive Mansion's website, I saw something that I think we're headed for some serious problem that we have overlooked. We're headed for some serious problem that we're overlooking. This is the second time. This bese yami, what in yami, bese yami, that medicine need get. That medicine man need get. Because I need that medicine man need. Because I said yami bese. Funny need. Or you're funny need, that means you are funny. But that's aside the point. The point here is on the Executive Mansion website, this is the time I've noticed some of these things. And we try to bring it to your attention. Because when we see problems in front, our responsibility is to bring history to you to say, if you do this thing, these are things that can cause problems. Bese Yami or Yami, Bese, whatever it means, he seemed to be a person naturally that creates a lot of position of conflict of interest. Confusing. You can't be at the highest level of the court of the country and be behaving like that. It's not normal. Listen, my people here, listen to these things, because 2029 is coming. Where some of us are raising these flags. Because these are things that can create problems in the country. Many of you might be old enough. Some who are following might be young enough to not know. This name will make sense to you. Many of you remember this name, Emmett Hammer, in our history. Emmett Hammer in the Liberian history. If anyone you can remember, let me see who there, we got a bunch of children that we're dealing with now who are they impressed with AI, they got no facts, they got no history, they don't know what's going on. But let me see from the older folks who remember Emmett Hammer. Let me see you typing what you think Emmett Hammer did before we get into Emmett Hammer. We're comparing to Yami Gbese because the way Yami, I know Gbese, Yami or Yami Gbese, yeah, the man he said, you know, that's one of funny man. The way he is behaving is giving an insight and a reflection to how this country will run into election and what will be the outcome. I'm saying this is one of the very first time in my entire life I've ever spoken openly about a sitting chief justice or somebody on our court. The only person that was not on our court that has spoken openly about is Cabinet Jani. He's the second person and the current chief justice that I want to be on record speaking against or speaking and pointing out things that he is doing that is troubling, that is, you're quick to forget, Liberian people. Most of you are quick to forget. Now let's go to the guy called Ameham. Melbourne, do you have that video to please post it? Let's listen to. Thank you, Nora. You know, Melbourne, you know, we got some people who are old enough. Folks, let's share the show. This is important conversation, man. This is important conversation. This is not a joking issue. This is very, very important. All the 2029, you're causing us for. Who told you say elections are rigged on election day? Who told you that? Who election day? People don't steal election on election day. No, they don't. They don't. What people do is they rig the system. Corrupt people, that what they do, they don't rig the election. They rig the system. They change the system to be able to impact it. Do you know that we are gathering the facts and the evidences of how the 2023 elections went? I'm not going to say much about that. But I want you to remember this, that the 2023 election result, one of the major problems in the 2023 election came from Nima Kante. Yami Gbese is from Nima Kante. This is serious. This is interesting. Don't joke with this. You won't joke with it at your business. Let me tell you this. I can always say, and this is why I can take certain position. You can say, oh, the way you say it, you're not so say like that. The way you do it, you're not so do it like this. But before I take my position, I will warn you. I've never taken position in life without warning people, especially if I have the opportunity to do so. When something happens in that country, someone will come out on the internet and tell you it's sweet for you. The same way how we are telling United Party people and the rest of the Liberian people today that it's sweet for them. Because we're on the same internet, on the same show, begging you and warning you not to vote CDC or United Party. Oh, you never listen to us. You say we come and pay us. Let me tell you today. Speaking of Cummins, tomorrow I will declare opposition on the ANC people tomorrow. I don't want to miss this conversation today. I will declare opposition on the ANC people tomorrow. Tomorrow will be on the show. I will declare opposition on the ANC people tomorrow on the show. Because they don't say they can listen. And I don't think they're ready yet. No, they haven't learned. They didn't learn. But tomorrow we'll talk about them. I don't want to talk about them. But some of you, during the election, you Cummins mad. And Cummins pay y'all. And Cummins do this. And Cummins do that. The day Cummins or Musa Bele, they pay me. The day Governor Bay, I take money for Cummins or Musa Bele, which I know I don't compromise myself. I don't say, man. I'm not that man. I'm not that guy. You will see me on the show 24/7. I'll quit my job. You think I will take small money? I will go take small money. I will go take far out 10 hours. You can sit down and talk for one day. You really? You ready? You really? You know my bill, you know my responsibility. That we can't sit down and take fasting. I take 10 cents. Then I can't sit down and talk for 2 days, then 3 days I go back to work. Some of you you're not okay in the head. You're not okay in the head. You are not okay in the head. So when you say those things, I don't blame you because you don't know what time it is. Like I said, the day God forbid, I compromise myself and my integrity and I go and take money from one of the politicians. I'm good, man. I'll be unfair. Things are not good and good things are not cheap. But now, let's get back to the story about Ahmed Hammer. Ahmed was the person over NEC at that time, 1985 election. Those are some of you are very young, you don't know these things. Some of you got no insight. You only running behind politicians today because of what you grew up in 2005. Some of you were born in the early 90s, late 90s. So you don't know anything. You have no insight. You don't read. You don't spend time doing research. It's not disrespect to you, but I just the truth. You spend all your time on internet, onto gossip show there, onto things that will not benefit you, things that will not move your brain cells around, that will not challenge you. You don't even ask questions. You don't ask challenging questions. The same way you go to church, you don't ask challenging questions to ask the pastor to tell you how much the guy in tithing offering. You don't do those things. When's the last time you raised those questions? You don't even ask questions. Some of you don't know like your pa and your man. You asking why you know that I said that the first place you will start from be asking technical questions. You know, ever say your man and say, why do I know that that uncle then I get out that you know get it hot, you know, I have a question before. And the question is will be asking for it. Then you step it up and ask questions. The day you start asking questions, you start questioning some things about your life. I know say you read it, but you don't know all these things. So Ahmed Hammond, I'm not sure which county he was from. Maybe somebody can help us. But that Hammond name, most of the time, it comes from around Maryland area than there. It comes from Southeast, from what I know. Again, I don't, please don't quote me on this. Yeah, that's why I see several laughing. But I Canada too. I live in a neighborhood. I resemble my landlord. And so I'm a man. Why look at that landlord? Who will be asking my man?
And these are technical questions. These are technical questions, Chairman. And when you ask or when you want to say,
why the landlord head B and my head B? Why would look at that?
Then they want to be or maybe insulting you back to back. Well, it's good to ask.
And he said, I mean, who in the government, I mean, we're in the government of my part. Why look at that landlord? Me ain't getting seen BBR, but we get it seen one more and B knows. Why look at him? Those are the questions, strategic questions you'll be asking, but you don't ask that question. You come on Facebook, you attack the other person, they're speaking on your own future and your children's future, you're attacking people, disrespecting people that you don't even know. You asking questions that make you look like Ellen Johnson would say, damn stupid. Let me borrow from my former president. Former president Ellen Johnson, I'm my old man there. Yeah, you asking damn stupid question. Yeah. You should be asking questions there that the place will start from. But let's move on. So somebody told us that he's a bastard man. Wow, bastard people in the news. Bastard people, I told you I said bastard man, and that's your man. They could have said land. They could have said everything. They could have said everything. Bastard man, they could have said everything.
You coming to the what's wrong you?
Sorry, we're not bringing to the authority, chief. We're thinking about the Baba men could have said now I see Dylan that passing. I know what's going on. Probably not saying something again. But I won't get about Dylan and you. They quit to say something. Quick. So from Grandpa in 1985, do they know the story? Do you know when I small children? Second kind they know the story. Mohammed NZ dollar, then they know the story. Mohammed NZ dollar, you man, like me to talk about CNC and CNC man. You're not ready yet. You're not ready in that CNC yet. You're invited Sktv to your program. You're invited to your program. You ain't something that means they're not talk for you. Don't bring us on the show, eh? Don't bring us on the show. Nobody got time for that thing yet. Mohammed NZ dollar, who's going to talk about CNC? Let CNC people they come on the show. They will talk about that. I'm not talking about CNC, nothing, no way. It's not going to work. No way.
Why Mr. Kana here? Where I can put Mr. Kana? Oh,
my man, CNC was drinking. I saw the chairman drinking tea. And what they call that means they'll lead our story. We're not talking there. Let me move to the
you bring up Mr. Kana. Nobody's stopping Mr. Kana.
CNC people, you go power the farmer women there. I saw plenty of farmer women behind the chairman, behind your political leader. Segu then just dancing, different course, then just changing course, enjoying themselves. Then I'm gonna sit down on the platform. Segu enjoy on the weekend. I didn't see anything I call, he didn't answer my phone. Segu refused to answer my phone call. To even drop a picking on his head and say, you know, I don't be drinking water, my picking. I see some. I'm talking about CNC. You ain't ready yet. You ain't ready yet. You ain't ready yet. Let's say when we take my call for you. You ain't ready. You ain't ready. Yeah. Nora, you get it right. You get it right. You get it right, Nora. They sold that land for small fee. I thought you got. By the way, folks, we're soon getting into the break. I won't get into the Hammer story. Maybe we'll get back from the break. I beg you, man. Can you put that video on because we got to talk about Yami Gbese. This is important. We can joke around, but these are things, and the reason why you see the rush to go tell his son to resign, we want to talk about it quickly because there is a longer. These guys are playing long hands. These guys are setting the motion for 2029. Don't joke with this move. Do not joke with this move. You know, Joe Biden made a mistake in Nima County in the 2023 election. That had they lose the election. But another day we'll talk about that. Because what happened in Nima County on the magistrate level cost CDC this election. But we'll talk about that another time. That would be another conversation for another time. We're getting to, but let's talk about the men who get or feel, you know, everybody got different career. Some people can choose to go be armed robber. Later on, they come out, they become pastor. Then they bring that same armed robbing mentality in a chair, they start positioning people. Some people can be BM, they come out, they leave it, they say, God call them. They bring that same level in the chair, they start using you on the BM level and start scamming you. And the same way, the Yami Gbese, he got a medicine man, he was doing medicine, when that's successful, and he couldn't get plenty client, he leave it, he say, he'll go to school, and become lawyer, then around the point in the justice system. So he bring that same level there.
Hey. Chairman, he said some people can do what?
My man, some people, don't give me a hard time, man, but don't me. But man, don't bring nothing on the show here, but among all that to your position, among the assistant chairman for social affairs, you won't get no position. You should be asking questions. You won't get position. The all who get position.
But man, me allowed to be member. You know, when you member, when you're a floor member, you can enjoy. You know,
you get position, man.
So tell me, ask you again. He said some people can do what? I hear good.
My man, some people can be BM. Some people can be BM. They say God call them. Then they lead a BM, then they transition the chair, but they came with the same mentality. So when they can, then they start using that BM level in the chair to position people. Put you on Calais level, position you and all they want. So we know that story then, brother. But let's get to the issue. I want another issue. Let's get to the issue. The issue here is Ahmed Hammer or Bassa man, which is in our history, that Bassa people can sell land for small fish. It's in our history. So Ahmed Hammer then decided that they will set an election to do. And we know the story today. We know how many people lost their life. Today, we're still talking about economic crime court. We haven't even gotten it yet. It's because of the decisions that were made during those days. Because of those decisions. So, when we came back from the break, we want to talk about Gbese Yami, a man who get medicine man name. Gbese Yami did something that was important that many of you do not record. But we'll bring you back to history. You see fanatic for them passing around in court today. They're moving around. Yeah, they want to do Alexander Cummings to be moving here around and bring here. Then they change the other one. They change that other one, and they say, "Oh, the evidence is inadmissible. The other evidence they be doing all that funny thing later on." Then they come and say, "You know what?" And the person found guilty. Then they kick you out of the political scene. And they say that politics, they tarnish your reputation, they put you in jail, they do other things to you. Then they say, "Oh, we're evicting the person see this open." Then they kick you out of the political scene only because they see you as a challenger or as a rival or something like that. They see you potentially as somebody who's going to stand in the way. The same way how we told Musa Hassan Belete, the CMC leader, that they were going to go after him, and never listen to what they're going after him today, right? So, Yami Gbese did something that you guys forgot about. It was this same Yami Gbese, you listen to this, and credit to Yeke Koluba. Yami Gbese took a position on the same case that got Onati Kofa and other people today running around in court. Yami Bese took a position in the last minute and Yeke told us, you might like Yeke or not, but Yeke is a credible guy. Let me say it today. I've had the opportunity to not only see, listen to, hear, where none of you Liberian people were there. Where none of you Liberian people were there. When Yeke took a position where he could have been compromised, Yeke never took that money. And from that day to today, I respect Yeke. I don't pass around and say I respect people in public easily. You guys are supposed to know. I don't defend anybody. I'm not here to defend Yeke, but I respect Yeke as a serious-minded guy who is not easily compromised or cannot be compromised easily. President Yami chose a position. Maybe when you're ready, signal me so we can leave this, so we can turn it over to you when you're ready. Just signal me, please. Maybe when you're ready for the news bulletin, signal me, please.
Yes, we are ready. So just tell us we'll be leaving you.
Oh, no. Let me turn it over to you, please. Go for it.
All right.
We're break.
All right, thank you.
Over to you. Folks, we'll be right back. Please don't do that. Change the dial. Stay with us. After the new break, we're coming back.
Vamos here. Good evening, RSN News Bulletin at 7. I'm Josh. In headlines, former President George Weah and political leader of the opposition Congress for Democratic Change announces plans to construct three parties in the headquarters following its demolition in Congo Town. The political leader of opposition Alternative National Congress wants Liberian government to take lead in tackling issues regarding the importation of dangerous drugs in the country. The leadership of the Student Council government at the Prince Ward Johnson Polytechnic University are demanding their money to be paid as institution or as tuition after rumors circulating that the institution has been sold for $8 million United States dollars to a group in the United States. And of the home fund a day after the joyous celebration of a religious festival, mass funerals were held in the Sumo Ethiopian town of Aritin for the 36 people killed when scuffling inside of an unorthodox church collapsed. Let's take this short break to be right back. Those were the headlines. Now in news in detail. Former President George Weah and political leader of the Alternative National Congress, that's Opposition Congress for Democratic Change, has announced plans to construct the party's new headquarters following its demolition in Congo Town. Former President Weah underscored that the groundbreaking ceremony for the new headquarters is expected to be massive. Ambassador George Weah made the pronouncement on October 1 during the celebration of his 59th birth anniversary in Painesville. He urged partisans of CDC to protect and be patient, showing them that all documentations for the land that is expected to host the new headquarters are being finalized. He disclosed that the date for the groundbreaking ceremony will be announced later to the public. Meanwhile, former President George Weah has accused the Unity Party administration of secretly supporting the demolition of the CDC's party headquarters, something he described as a test of supporters' faith and love for party. He described the demolition as a politically motivated action against the party. We are commended supporters of the opposition CDC for their peaceful attitude and loyalty to the institution. The political leader of the opposition Alternative National Congress has called on the Liberian government to take lead in tackling issues regarding the importation of drugs in the country. ANC leader Alexander Cummins said the import of drugs in the Liberian society is alarming and there's an urgent need for the Liberian government to combat the menace. Cummins made the call when he visited the Center for Exchange of Intellectual Opinion in Monrovia on Thursday. Commenting on the economy, the ANC political leader also stressed the need for the Liberian government to do all it can to improve the Liberian economy. According to him, Liberia is to reach for its citizens to be living in abject poverty. The leadership of the Students' Council government at the Prince Ward Johnson Polytechnic University is demanding their money paid as tuitions after rumors circulating that the institution has been sold for $8 million to a group in the United States. The spokesperson of the students, Roland Yomin, disclosed that based on the information, they are demanding their transcripts and money spent for the last semester since it did not end. Speaking in an interview with the station in Ganta City, Nima County, Yomin pointed out that they have also received information that the widow of the late Nima County Senator Prince Johnson has deployed people to clear all of their belongings in the college in preparation to hand over the institution. According to him, since the death of Senator Johnson, the college has been closed and it appears that the proprietress is unable to manage the institution. A 2-year-old child has died in Barclays Farm, Lower Margibi County, after being hit by a falling dirt block. The incident occurred on Tuesday in the afternoon while the mother was carrying out a normal business transaction in a nearby community. Providing details about the situation Thursday, the ward administrator of the area, James Cotto, said the wall collapsed on the child because it was been undermined by erosion after being constructed with dead bricks for nearly 10 years. Cotto further narrated that due to the weight of the wall, the head of the victim bashed, thus causing her to die instantly. As a result of the situation, other occupants of the house have been ordered to relocate within immediate effect. Uh, That's effort to get a wall from the owner of the building proved futile because he could not be reached. Sando County Senator Craig Duncan says unless Liberians do away with party sentiments and desires from blind loyalty, the livelihood of the ordinary people will now be improved. He cautioned Liberians who, he said, are acting on surrogates for politicians that Liberia will continue to retrogress while other countries in the sub-region are moving forward. The Sando County Senator spoke Wednesday at a program marking the launch of a new tax loan scheme by the Center for Exchange of Intellectual Opinion in Moravia. Meanwhile, Senator Duncan is calling on Liberians to begin taking issues with the government for allowing massive exploitation of the natural resources by concession companies, leaving behind peanuts for the country. According to Senator Duncan, the Liberian people are of the opinion that the ascendancy of President Joseph Wakai to the hem of power, the resources are still being stolen by concession companies. The Office of the Comptroller and Accountant General has commenced another round of rotations of controllers across government ministries and agencies. The exercise is part of ongoing efforts to strengthen financial oversight, accountability, and professional standards in public financial management, in line with the amended and restated Public Financial Management Law of 2009. Under Section 12.3 of the law, there should continue to be an accounting class within the public service to which or accounting staff in the service shall belong, and of which the comptroller and accountant general shall be head in addition to being head of department within the ministry. Furthermore, Section 12.4 provides that the comptroller and accountant general may station in any ministry or agency of government and a person employed in his or her office to enable the comptroller and accountant general to more effectively carry out his or her functions under these acts or an enactment, and such Ministry of Agency of Government shall provide the necessary office accommodation for any person so stationed. A statement from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning says by exercising this mandate, the Comptroller and Accounting General is ensuring greater independence of accounting staff, reducing risks of undue familiarity with the institution and promptly thus promoting consistency in the application of financial management rules and procedures. The Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia is calling on the government of Liberia to provide detailed information regarding the alleged construction of US 10 million presidential villa in Foya, Lofa County. Speaking Thursday in the press conference at the organization's office in Monrovia, Center Executive Director Ernest Miamin expressed deep concern over the government's continued silence on the matter. Director Miami said the lack of transparency surrounding the project raises serious questions about that's compliance with public procedure law and fiscal accountability. Center is demanding that the government is to disclose the exact source of funding for the project, detailed project specifications, and anticipated economic benefits to the country. The organization is also questioning the time and location of the development, noting that the project is reportedly being built in President Joseph Boakar's hometown only after his ascendancy to the presidency. Meanwhile, the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia has welcomed the resignation of Walion Wese, who was nominated as Associate Magistrate of the Benzo Magistrate Court by President Joseph Boakai. In a statement, Center strongly criticized Chief Justice Yami Wese for recommending his son for the judicial position, calling the justification unacceptable and contrary to principles of good governance and transparency. The Liberia Economic Zone Authority and the Liberia Revenue Authority have signed a memorandum of understanding with the aim of positioning Liberia as a destination for investment and trade. The MOU establishes a criteria for performance-based tax incentive which will be tied to measurable outcomes such as job creation, infrastructure development, investment in green energy and technologies, and export volumes. The MOU also allows the Liberia Special Economic Zone authorities and the Liberia Authority to jointly monitor and evaluate the performance metrics of all potential SEZs over a prescribed period. The presiding justice in chamber at the Supreme Court has halted the appearance of former Justice Minister Councillor Frank Musadin and others to the civil law court. Councillor Dane and 5 others were summoned by Judge Borman Control to appear in connection to the 58.34 Karadama matter. Judge Control's September 30, 2025 action, according to RCI judicial correspondent, was triggered by a mandate from the Supreme Court for enforcement. For the day to the former minister appearance, Associate Justice James Etta Wallacally stops Judge Carto's from proceedings with the matter and later order all parties to appear for a legal conference scheduled for October 16, 2025. To end this news, a recap of our top stories. Former President George Weah and political leader of the opposition Congress for Democratic Change announced his plans to construct the party's new headquarters following its demolition in Congo Town. The political leader of opposition to the National Congress calls on the Liberian government to take lead in tackling issues regarding the importation of dangerous drugs in the country. The leadership of the Student Council government at the Prince Wyatt Johnson Polytechnic University demands their money paid as tuitions after rumors circulated on the social media that the institution has been sold for $8 million United States dollars to a group in the United States. And after home front, a day after the joyous celebration of a religious festival, mass funerals were held in the small Ethiopian town of Ariti for the 36 people killed when scuffling inside an Orthodox Christian church collapse. Vice RCN News Bulletin at 7. I'm Josh Bowie. Good evening.
Well, folks, the news bulletin is over. Thank you so much. Milburn will be joining us. Milburn will be joining us really quick.
Good afternoon and good morning from where you're watching us from.
Milburn will be joining us really quick here. Just one of my recommendation to True FM. True FM a beat ball station. True FM, not because we're on it. True FM is believed, per the record, and I stand to be corrected here, the biggest station in the country. It reaches and covers almost every part and extends to other outside of Liberia from what I've heard. I don't know. And again, please, I stand to be corrected. Maybe there have been some changes or some adjustments, but at least as of a year or two ago, that's the information we gathered. And so I'm saying it. So True FM, I need to be switching. Milburn get up and see the reporter kind and sit down and see, well, we're not going to be doing that. We in 2025, man. Like, better you people. You're just renovating that player face on Tina. What ain't going on? Why Milburn got to be changing, see the other man changing, see the other man changing, see what's going on? No, man. You gotta step that thing up. True FM need to step that thing up. Like, better you people. So I'm calling you out. You people. Yeah, you're selling that thing. We're watching you. Because the next time you will appear in other news, we'll bring you other news. Yeah, we don't want to bring you other news. So you put yourself together, right? No. We don't want to be checking on you. You put yourself together. You put yourself together. You put yourself together. I'm telling you. You put yourself together. We don't want too much noise. So, folks, let's go back quickly. Those of you listening together to us on the radio, I think y'all heard on the news that Centel is one of the independent watchers in the country. I posted on my Facebook page a few days ago, or yesterday, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, that they say Yami needs to be impeached, or he needs to resign. You're joking with the thing. This is serious. But let's go back to Emmett Hammond quickly as we set the record. The Washington Post. Oh, Milburn, your coronation here, man. Won't discuss serious national issue. I don't want to talk about the thing when you're not there because we won't bring history, tie it to Bese Yami or Yami, Bese, whatever it is, and bring it to the people because SKTV will be on record again. We are the only station of all your Liberian stations that you get in a matter you can get your credit that can predict something and it happens. We are the only station who take credit for that. Yeah, that will make us credible. We block our own home because of the truth, the records are there. The records are there. We don't want to tell us that they will do the one. We told Fanatic over that they were dragging you around. You thought that was a joke. You see how they're dragging you around. They were hauling. They got one row in it. They ready, other one haul this, so the other one haul this, so the haul this, so the haul this, so just get in circle. We are the only station, SKTV, whether you like us or not, you support us or not, you watch us from distance, you watch us from distance, you click on it. We are the only station in Liberia and out of Liberia that can predict exactly what will happen, and it happens. We can do that. We have the ability to do that. We have the ability to do that. We have the wherewithal. We have the fortitude, the tenacity. So that the people are speaking these days, the tenacity to do that. And yes, we are correct. We predicted that Joseph Yuma Boaka was going to be a colossal failure of the Unity Party. And you thought I was joke. We're seeing it today. We told y'all. We told y'all. We told Musa Hassan Bete, even though we are on True FM, we told him, say, the men are coming after him. Yes, sir. You ain't understanding Liberian politics. What you here today? They're running around with in circle. And no boys are not doing yet. They're not. Those boys are wicked. Bad. But I get to Emmett Hammond. Okay, we're on the radio. Let's go to Emmett Hammond really quick. The New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, big network carried a story of what Emmett Hammond did on the election day and what happened. Let me read an excerpt Or let me read something from the Los Angeles Times. Can you imagine? Almost 40 years ago, when Emma Hammond did this, they made this big mistake. But they never made a mistake. He was handpicked and selected. Let me read some of the things that they say in here. Because we don't want to do all the reason vote. Come on. Quote. You're listening. Quote. Let me go back. Let me read this from there. The man, though, choose to head the commission, former ambassador Ahmed El Hammer has issued rulings and statements that seem to favor those parties. This came from an article from the Los Angeles Times. I also corroborated with the New York Times. I also corroborated with other local sources in Africa, other newspapers, and so forth. Since 1985, can you remember? Some of you are not even born at that time. So you know what we're talking. We're discussing history that's about to repeat itself right in your eyes. And you're sitting there joking. These guys are taking from the playbook. And mind you, Joseph Boakai was in the government or Doe. So this is a playbook from Doe government. There's a serious issue we are telling you about. You're joking with A again. Because when you come back on the social media or on the show a few times from now to complain, that's when someone always tell you, say, we agree and it's sweet for your in-lab bureau. And you always say, someone, we got no heart or whatever. No, we got heart. But we're not just stupid. We're people who will tell you, don't do this. If you do this, this will happen. So Melbourne will be loading a video for you to hear Yami Bese. Listen to what Ahmed Hammer said. Hammer dismissed the complaint that soldiers were voting at the military compound without observers from the opposition parties present. Opposition parties said their poll watchers, in some cases, were driving off the military areas at gunpoint. You're listening, yo. You're listening, yo. We're telling you what's up. Hammer also rejected allegations that the soldiers, in some cases, were voting more than once. So the report was the soldiers then were voting more than once. And when it happened, while the opposition happened, watchers, they used the soldiers to be able to drive the opposition people, the pool watchers from there. But listen, fast forward, after so many pressure, Ahmed Hammer decided that he would get 50 people. Listen to that number, 50 people to count the ballot, to count the vote. After he didn't declare Doe, we know there were lost in the time. He said, no. Okay, say I want to bring over, there are 50 people. The 50 people Ahmed gathered, there were 2 senior officials from Doe government in that group. 19 were from Doe party as well, according to the reports. Can you imagine? And you say you will win, and I see your opposition people, you're quiet on it. Joseph Boakai is setting the stage for this. The reason I'm tying Ahmed Hammer's story from 1985 and the move that Ahmed Hammer made from 1985 to Yami Bese, here's the reason. We won't play Yami Bese's voice. Let me hear him talking. Because they want to say that he said talking, you're going to hear him. First of all, say you get cheap, Joseph, man, me speak English. Correct. I don't know how you can get, where you can get the people from? Where do you get the people from? Where you can get all these funny people that will come and put them in positions. Where you can get it from? The people that you understand what's going on, you say a guy from law school. You ain't ready in that country yet. You guys are not ready yet. But maybe please play that video. You ain't ready. I listened to the man say that the Chief Justice is sounding like this. Sounding like someone that medicine man from the bush. You know what I mean to be Chief Justice? Do you understand what it means? Playing. You can't listen to him.
And she's the one I want to hear. You got press people here?
Yes.
What I want to say, I want the press people to get it clear. When it's all over, people are calling me everywhere. Few weeks ago, I recommended some maestros to the president. Most of them were law school graduates, and a few of them were not law school graduates. Among the maestros is my son. Oh, with basic. You just complete a 2nd year law school, you enter a 3rd year. The president of Liberia appointed these people. I received a letter for honor, capacity as a president, that the president has appointed non-lawyer as secondary magistrate and associate magistrate, and that was wrong, and that he wanted to intervene, advise the president. Next on Facebook, I saw the press release issue. When I say I appointed a son who is not a lawyer as a secondary magistrate, and the judge. So I got friends all over the world. Everybody called, oh, what? I said, well, thank God. I'm going to where for honor is. First and foremost, the law, the constitution of the country gave power to the president to appoint all presidential appointees. He doesn't have to get advice from anybody. But when it comes to the judiciary, you appoint the chief justice, associate justice, judges, magistrates, and associate magistrates. But when it comes to magistrates, the law says the secondary magistrate shall be a graduate of law school. So if the president appoints anybody who is not a graduate of law school, I, as a chief justice, will respectfully go to the limits of president. They want you in error. They just require law school graduate. But when it comes to associate magistrate, there is nothing in the law. The law is absolutely silent. And you must know as a lawyer that what the law does not give, it holds. Meaning that the president of the library has authority to appoint anybody as an associate magistrate. And the lady sent to me, I don't see one person that the president appointed as secondary magistrate who is not a lawyer. But the 4 or 5 persons who were appointed as associate magistrate who are not a lawyer, that's what they put it. My son is the second. My son is aged. He's a librarian. He is in law school. And I nominated to the president, and the president sees fit to appoint him. I do not see anything wrong with that, madam. Your Honor, I didn't see anything wrong with that. The president is not wrong. He has not violated the law, so I cannot intervene, I cannot advise. Besides that, we still got magistrate and even high school who are still on judicial payroll. The fact that we decided we train college graduates to be associate magistrate because we cannot afford to get lawyer now, did not take the power from the president to appoint associate magistrate. And saying the law did not say that he must be a law school graduate, he has the authority to do so. That's my interpretation of the law. That's my interpretation of the law. Besides that, appointing law school students as associate magistrate are precedent in this country. I practiced law for 27 years now, and I saw it and see it going on. So the president was not wrong in appointing my son. More besides, as I said, my son is a librarian in the job. If the question is why, Bessie is a chief justice and his son is also serving the government, then I will just refer you to yourself. They say one who lives in a glass house cannot trust, right? Is it so? If you show one finger to somebody, 4 is showing to you. You are a resident judge. Your husband Councillor Aaron Baglin is Assistant Minister of Taxation. His brother, Senator Baglin, is a member of the Good Governance Commission. So if you say Bessie something, I say, then you resign. Then you resign. I have not violated any law. The president has not violated any law. If you can serve in the government, your husband serve in the government, and your brother-in-law serve in the government, then what's wrong with Bessie serving in the government when you qualify? If the president appointed him as a secondary magistrate, I will tell the president illegal. I will tell the president that. But I done nothing wrong, my son, I done nothing wrong. And the president has done nothing wrong. I want
Thank you.
to let Your Honor.
Thank you, Milburn. Folks, our conversation is predicated on these statements made by, I will not even understand what he was saying. I was saying Chief Justice that can even be clear in his communication, can't even articulate. You can't even hear his words sounding like he was under influence, allegedly, or he got slurred speech, can't pronounce words, and very defiant. And seems to be very confident in the things that he's saying. Like he's the law and gospel. This is conflict of interest, whether you like it or not. But what's even more troubling is the fact that he admitted that he recommended his son to the president. This is problematic. This is problematic. He admits that he recommended his son to the president. That should not be done in the first place. Look, again, I will say this. I don't know how many of you know what it means to be Chief Justice. Second of all, the Chief Justice to tell you that he does not even know what he's talking about, or let me use the word incoherent. That means he's not making sense of himself. And this is not a disrespect to him. It just doesn't make sense, and it's incoherent. For him to say that he advises and he would have advised the president. The Chief Justice should not be advising the president. That's why we got a Minister of Justice. That is the role of the Minister of Justice. You guys remember the Minister of Justice was the one to advise the president that this thing what the Supreme Court said, the ultra-virus, that when they went, you remember? That is the role of the Chief Justice. So the Chief Justice, that is the role of the Minister of Justice. I mean, the Chief Justice cannot be even making those statements in public. When we say these things, you'll get very off. This has nothing to do with politics. Let's save our country from problems. Some of us are saying this thing. I don't know Johnny Bese from nowhere. I don't care. Me and he not get nothing. I've never been before. I don't care. To be very honest, it's not personal. It has nothing to do with you got issue with a man or the man got issue with family. I don't know this man. I don't care. But what I know is what he is doing. And this is the second time. You remember he made that statement in Nimakante again when this lawmaker came, I didn't know lawmaker from Bonkante came after him, that he said the thing he said our liquor talk. You guys can remember when he made that statement.
Oh yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I think that was the time doing the impasse.
During the impasse, when he made that statement that the lawmakers, the quote unquote majority black, was disrespecting the courts.
Yes, indeed.
Order or rule, the Supreme Court order or ruling, and one of the guy from the quote unquote, what he used to call on the show, what name?
I don't know, Famula. Is that Famula, right? Yeah,
Famula. That one who came here one time, he called on the show, and we told him he might appear on the show, and we're still waiting for him today. And I'm saying it to him today. Famula, he can follow the show. Famula, we are still waiting for you today.
Oh yes.
You know you can be just spoon, you can be patronizing you. Come here, let's bring your criminal record also. Come here. We're waiting for you on the show. We will hit you with a hardcore question with facts, with the evidence. Same that time you made a beam off on the show. You ever came back, Family? You ever came back on the show? You can't come back because you know what time it is. You knew that we had you to the corner. You knew what we had on you. So you ran away that spoon where you can go, where he say you're a criminal, that way you can go your conglomerate, that way you can go for them to patronize you, but you know what time it is. You can bring that food in there. That's what we'll hold you. But let's get back to Job. Let's go back to Bisi. The part that's interesting is I'm seeing some Liberians celebrating that his son resigned. I could care less if his son's resign anyways. He still needs to be held accountable. He needs to resign. He needs to resign. His act was treasonous. His act was beneath the country. His act was, let me say this. Do you know what it means to be Chief Justice? Do you know what he did? And you think people who have invested good money in that country will sit down in a liar to carry that you're playing on? Okay.
So, yeah. So, my dear brother, let me just add up to you. I want you talking about, the Chief Justice talking about if I had, he can advise the president. I think that's an error because the president have a lot of legal advisors that have been paid by the Liberian people money. So his role there is to make sure that the judicial system is robust, is strong, the rule of law is adhered to. So to come out and say, oh, I can be advising the president, then No wonder why all of our leadership keep failing. The three branches of government are all separate, even though you work for the common good of the people, but it doesn't mean that you should be into other branch. Like, in fact, you people are into merrymaking or something. No. So back to when you were talking about, my son is qualified, my son is there. Look, what you just say, if you go back to Article 50C, you talk about nepotism. If you go to Article 90C, maybe, I don't know, maybe people are not reading. Then you go back to 2014, the Code of Conduct also speak against all of these things. Okay, your son is qualified. How come he's resigning now? How come you people pressurizing for him to resign? So, Steve, all these things go back.
Well, they're trying to resign because they think it will cause the pressure for him to not ask Bese to resign, or
exactly
let Bese go, because the long-term plan is to use the Supreme Court, Bese to be there, so that when they corrupt the election, it will go to the Supreme Court and they will be ruling for the Supreme Court in their favor. This is the long-term plan. This is the long hand that they're playing. So in order to secure that, they want to have Bese as the person who will be in front of the Supreme Court. This is the plan the Unity Party has. Whether it was Jeremiah Kun, whether it was Joseph Waka, this is the plan that the Unity Party has. So Bese owes them that loyalty. So right there, Bese is compromised. He should not be there. Bese is compromised. He should not be justice anymore. Look, do you know what it means for you to have your Chief Justice in a compromising and conflict of interest position? Do you know what it means?
I mean, resign. I don't know.
Yeah, I see you celebrating.
I see some people want to be insulting back to back. But this time, if this country is a serious country where we respect integrity, but this time, let you just say, you just put out a boot and say, my people, you thank you. Honorable President, I have to go. Thank you so much. I think I was in error, and I don't want to be seen as someone who maybe will err and stay into the position. But again, that's a society.
And there should be something. There should be something that the opposition and the international community, and Bese should understand this though, and President Boya should understand this. Oh, we are going to pursue this to the letter. Central already started criticizing him or criticizing the move. He needs to go. My man, let me say this to you. Bese not just anybody. There are three big leaders in that country. Three. The president, the speaker, and the Chief Justice. If you got one of them that should open the Bese admitted already, nobody forced it out of his mouth. He admitted. That's what he said. And you're sitting there, you're taking it for a joke. Bese got to go. He has to go. Bese cannot be in front of the justice system. Why he has conflict of interest and he's compromised. That means the entire justice system in the country is compromised and there's conflict of interest and going nowhere.
And just see the kind of example he was giving to the lady there, that your husband, your this, your brother. Oh man, what kind of country is this?
Maybe I open the lines to hear from Liberians first. He even went as far as exposing the president that he recommended his son, and the president agreed. That is troubling. I could care less if the son resigns or not. I want my business. I don't care. His son is not an integrated man, because if his son was an integrated man, his son would never even want to agree when his father decided to recommend him. That's what you do. So for him to resign, you're making it look like he did what is right, or he's an integrated man, or whatever it is. He's not an integrated man.
So let me know that
if I know that the position is troubling, or there's conflict of interest, or there's some kind of funny thing behind, I'm not going to even accept any kind of nomination. So for him to resign, that he's doing Labrampo a favor. No, he's not doing the Labrampo a favor. He is not. Judge Bese needs to go. Chief Justice needs to go to reset the justice system. Chief Judge Bese, or whatever his name is, Justice Bese needs to go. He does. And the Senate needs to take this home. His son resigning does not solve the problem of him breaking the law. His son no, it doesn't solve it. You can't say you're the chief person in front of the law in the country, but you got conflict of interest and you're compromised right there. And you tell me, I sort of believe you that the justice system will run smoothly? No. We need Liberians, we need to stand up to this. Let's start it. This is how you hold government accountable. This is what you do. This is what you do. So say he's the head of the justice system and he is compromised and he is acting that way. We want to present, look, All of these things are bad for investors and people, serious-minded people who want to take the country serious. This is not a joking matter. But maybe I open the lines, please.
When Steve talk before we go to the last, Steve, you just said something very important. You're right. These are some of the reasons why you see sometimes when people want to come to Liberia, you know, sometimes they search through these things to see exactly as to where we as people. Listen to the man talking about even people who don't even qualify. We give them this, and they are doing this, and they are doing this. Oh my chief justice, that place. Look, no wonder why our judicial system is to where it is today, because all of these kind of more things that are ongoing there, that people are just doing things, no matter what kind of case you have. No wonder why our people keep suffering from these kind of more justices. That someone will live somewhere. That I was talking about, Steve. Somebody lives somewhere for 25 years, 30 years, 40 years. You come and remove the person just because you have a judicial system under your control. Because you have the system under your control that you think that you can work with and do anything that you want to do. Today, it's very, very glaring, my people. Like for me, I can always say, not the 9 day for road, 1 day for month. The Liberian people themselves, look, forget about party politics and see beyond this thing that these people are doing to you, or else you will continue to be the victim. Because you will always be the victim. They will enjoy everything. They will send their children outside, go to school. While you are already graduated, in fact, some of you are already graduated, you have your master's degree, you have PhD, but you're sitting home, nothing to do. The man recommend his son. Is that the kind of society? Anyway, let's go to the line. Interact with our callers. Keep your calls coming. 0770-203125. That's the number for you to call this evening to be part of the SKTV show. Forget about party politics. It won't help you. Let's talk about all of these things and move forward for a better Liberia. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
My brother, okay, thank God for life. Go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
I'm Augustine G. Musa calling from Lower Market.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe, you know, it seems circulating around Liberia. So we're living by this system and we plan sometimes. Other people coming our way to make things fine for us, but we're just going west. We don't know what's going on in this country. So really, we don't know what we are driving at because the Chief Justice is trying to tell us that the statement is telling us that there is no justice in this country. So why does it mean that it should be the Chief Justice? You need to resign.
All right. Thank you so much. You need to resign. To David King, good evening.
Good evening, Nibbon. Let me say good evening to Steve.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, Nibbon, this country, I don't know. Like I said to one of my friends the other day, I said, like, La Droga and Testa Curry. Because things that can happen here, I mean, it's just extraordinary. Those things don't happen in other countries. I listened to one of your sister videos. They said the president get caught after property right in front of your house. And people, other people are defending your house, people are celebrating it. And these are the same things people talked again yesterday. Someone, George Western, who is the Chief Justice, will take a son and recommend his son to the president. Whether he resign or not, is a conflict of interest. The court of conduct does not call for that. The Chief Justice needs to do the honorable thing now to resign. So we don't trust the Chief Justice any longer. If he put a man, so how sure I want if you have to go to election and there's an issue, and one party run to the Supreme Court, you think your case will be heard? It will not be heard on a meter, no. The Chief Justice already taking side with the president. So we can't have any kind of Chief Justice yet.
All right. All right, my brother, I know how you feeling. Please, job. Hello, today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, big one. Good evening, good team. And that's how it's my neighbor, this kid, too. That is why Liberia is not serious. If Liberia is going to be a serious country, the Chief Justice now, we're going to be the former Chief Justice. The Chief Justice is telling the Liberian people now, I need to put the legal advisor to the president. We get a special to now election. Have to come with every teacher complaint to the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice has to get the president opinion what's going to do. Like Chief Justice is telling you. Now, there is not a serious country, so everything now that is your own government. Thank
Don't make me laugh. So you gotta go to the president for consultation before. No, they gotta do it. Keep the calls coming 0770-203125. That's the number for you to call. Yeah, very country interesting. Hello.
Hello, Mimo.
Yes, my brother. Go ahead. Good evening. Thank you for joining us from Grand Bassa.
If our job will say banary, job will say Charles is that competent to be what he just for the country. Because he getting information on about the president, and which means we should prepare clinically now that he would give. And he put it so with that, he electing for justice. Then now he put it so. I want to tell you the Liberian job places are qualified. You know, anything that decrease for the judges, they need a decrease. You know, whenever other grades for law, you try to tell us, hey, so now whenever other school law, is putting in which means not whenever other school law, you understand it. It's the jury system. Thank you for that.
Thank you, my dear brother from Grand Bassa County. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Go ahead, my brother.
Well, my name is Aaron E. Ben. I call from Nima County to be specific, Tapeta.
Thank you for joining us from Tapeta, Nima County.
You know, my problem with this country, somebody was talking about ancestor curse. Liberia is already cursed. The Bible said that pray for Israel. Any nation that pray for Israel should prosper. Look at the decision the people took against Israel when Benjamin Netanyahu was coming to give his speech. Liberia, little Liberia, President Boga, they can't read the Bible, who will continue to complain. They started working joining other countries that don't know about Bible or that don't have the fear of going there and working out of Israel Prime Minister. They're forgetting to know that God has already blessed Israel. Look at what happened to Iran. The first person drones to attack Israel. That very week I made and eight official got killed in plane crash. So we'll continue to complain because our leaders fear not God. So the keep just saying, oh God, you just have to do the honorable thing by resigning. Thank you.
Thank you. The honorable thing by resigning. That's the only thing, man. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, go ahead, my brother.
My name is Lee. I'm phoning this evening for Chicken Friday. Well, Lebon, you know, Labrador is done.
Oh, how? My man, we say alive. We don't say that.
No, Lebon. The chief justice for me, the chief justice is an embarrassment to the country. Meaning, the first man who came out to say that, oh, we never attend a president program because we knew what we told them was wrong and this, that. Just 2 days. He came out to say, you know what I mean? The statement, I mean, he did not back the judges at that time to say that the auto violence did that. He went different way because here the president already said, look, when you go this way, I will make you chief justice, and exactly what we saw. So this country now, they play the justice system by a finish that just president they want so finish is dead. That at the of the door.
All right, thank you so much. No, very interesting. Today's caller, good evening. I'm okay, my dear. Thank God for that. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join.
I'm Jim Bryant, also out of Compton. You know, while I spend some time and monitor your radio, I can be so disappointed.
Okay.
So the man with you, your colleague in the studio, when he's speaking like it to say he got all authority. He got all authority. You
concerning what?
The chief justice?
No.
He said like to say he went to the best school.
Hello.
He speak the best English.
Hello.
My man, we're not going to get to all different things. No, we're not going to intervene. Please, no, don't waste our time. No, we'll discuss it seriously.
All right. Today's caller, go ahead and say you don't want to go to the point. You want
No. Yeah, thank you, Mabon.
Yeah, Wusi, my dear brother, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the recognition. This is Zinkel. I come from Jacobstown. So I listen to you guys, and I mean, appreciate you for the different talking points and the very high comments. So here's my own issue. I in no way suggesting, right, the Chief Justice error, right? He can better explain himself to the public.
But here is my take. Libon, when you read Article 54 of the Liberian Constitution, right? I don't know why you're telling me to read that, but those who listen, if they can read Article 54, I don't know why you want me to read it quickly.
No, you can read it. You can read it all the time, man. We don't have to. Just talk about what you say quickly in passing. That's all.
My own problem is that civic is no more taught the different institutions. Even government is not. In fact, all the comments coming from the call of Libon, if you read the Constitution, it tells you that you can petition your lawmaker, right? And they can prepare a bill of impeachment. In fact, all of those elected officials, right, they can be impeached according to this Constitution, right? Even the president, because.
So what's the point? What's the point?
They told all to defend, right, and protect the Constitution. Are we there, right?
Yeah.
So if any officials of this government violate this Constitution that they don't want to protect, they can be impeached, right? So all they do doing it, I want somebody to say, I will petition my Lord because in my district that he will go about preparing a bill of impeachment to
So let me ask that call because that's a good point. Let me ask that
I'm not understanding you. It is a right of people to call for the Chief Justice resignation. You know how to be impeached. So you talk about Article 54, talk about the president's power to nominate, and that to a point. It's not what we're discussing here. Nobody is saying that president. But don't contradict him.
I want to ask that guy a question, man. But that's fine. If you already got him up, that's fine. The question is, say you want for somebody to petition.
Yeah, man, Charles, I come here.
And he labyrinth. And he labyrinth. And he labyrinth. And he listening. And he living in labyrinth.
Yeah. Hold on. Yes, go ahead.
And he agree what the Chief Justice did was wrong. Like he petition. Saying he said we should ask the Chief Justice to resign or they should something. Then let him go do the petition. Then let him not waste our time. Let's get a different person. We're not here for
all right, Bobby Allison, my senior colleague. Good evening, boss, and good evening and welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I don't normally call on radio stations except I listen keenly and want to do correction. That's the time I make my call. Because our children doing current event, they listen to the radio. I listened to one of the callers that says the Chief Justice is the legal advisor to the president.
No, Auntie caller said that. According to his own statement, he said that he always advising the president. So that's what we talk about here. So maybe the one the Chief Justice
can advise the president.
According to him, that's what he said in the video, the recording of your play.
Okay, so that the correction I want to make, the president got his legal advisor.
But I said that, Chief. I think if you're following, I said that.
Legal advisor. So sometimes we'll take our phones to call on the radio. Let us say the exact thing. We shouldn't misinform the public. Yes, the president got his legal advisor. The Chief Justice is far away from the president's business.
But I mean, who's saying it now? So that's why people are saying that. Okay.
I'm saying that it's not you I'm talking about. Just time my daughter is older, when she heard it, then she asked me. I said, well, I do not know. Maybe they may know that the Chief Justice is the president legal advisor. But I think there should be a correction. The children are listening to us. What we see on the radio.
I did that already, Chief. So I don't think you're gonna be emphasizing about the radio. I did that already ever since.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me give all of the chance to call.
All right, thank you, Bobby Allison. To Charles Cooper, Charlie, good evening.
Good evening, Nick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Nick, you know, I always tell you that leadership wise, our country is cursed. The country is seriously bereaved when it comes to leadership. And even when God is about to expose you, you say something that sounds like you are not in your right mind. The Chief Justice of all person who should be conducting all of our laws or the various statutes of this country will be telling you that I recommended my son to the president appointed him. The Chief Justice of this country, even we as classroom teachers, we do not take gift from students because that room impede judgment. Then you are Chief Justice who should make independent judgment. You are buying favor from the president. If the president appoints your son, how do you take our decision against the president when you already bought favor from the man? That impede your judgment. So it just tells you how our country is doomed. It tells you that leadership while the country is cursed, and they can say if we don't break the curse, maybe when we talk about the next 2,000 years, we are not going anywhere.
All right, thank you. Let me take Uncle Brantate quickly and cross over because of time. Uncle Brantate, good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much. Mebon and Steve. You know, let me see. You know, there's a guy who called from Tapeta, and he made a point. Why Liberia should protest against Israel? If you ask the president, why the justice don't went up to the delegates, to the years. What protest them? Because it's all majority of the Palestinians, other people, they getting out of the hall. So where is the Aula
I don't know, Uncle. All right, thank you. We don't know where we go. Anybody go anywhere. The people that saying the people say anywhere. I don't know where the breeze or the rainbow. There where other people go. Steve, we have to go. We have about 5 more minutes, so I think we can make good use of that time.
Mebon, you know, like I said over and over, as I'm here talking about this, I'm getting some text messages, some Facebook messages regarding the conversation we are having. And like I said, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, you know, some of you are afraid to speak the truth. But some of us, we're not cowards. Some of us, we're not afraid to speak the truth, regardless of what side it's on. That's why we are standing here today calling on the Chief Justice of Liberia to resign, and we're calling on the lawmakers, if he refuses to resign, to impeach him when they get back. It's critically important that that happens. It's very, very important. The Chief Justice of Liberia is compromised from all indications. He has conflict of interest, whether his son resigns or not. It's like you telling me, say, somebody go and steal something, the police caught the president, so the president returned the thing, so that means they should drop the case, everything fine. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. And I don't want to say in serious country or whatever it is. I want to restrict the conversation to Liberia. Liberia is a sovereign nation in a serious country. It is. Liberia is a serious country. So that means the Liberian people should get serious. Liberia is a serious country. I used to also think in the past that Liberia was not a serious country, but I realized that Liberia is a serious country. We just need to get serious as Liberians. That's it. The country is a serious country. And so I think the issue of the Chief Justice needs to be clear. He needs to go. There should be no middle ground. There should be no compromise. Let's be clear about it. If we're going to hold people who don't have any connection to government or whatever it is accountable, let's hold this Chief Justice accountable. And I want to say to the opposition people, this is time that your voices should get loud. These are issues that you should run with and take on. Just stop sitting by and making the thing look like there's a political party thing, or some of you are afraid to speak out or whatever it is. No, this is your responsibility. Because if you don't do this, these guys are stacking the cards against you already for 2029. You are paying attention to right now. These guys are setting the stage. I will say it again, elections are not rigged on election day. That's not true. Don't let nobody fool you. From a strategic standpoint, these guys start to rig the system way ahead of time. Then when it happens election day, it will seem like they start putting things in place. They start making things to happen. They start changing things, start changing people, whatever. That's how they do it. It's systematic, and they do it strategically. So, you know, we want to encourage the opposition to get involved. It's nothing against Just Bese.
No, it's not personal. It's just another personal issue, my dear brother. In fact, even when you were appointed or maybe nominated by them, we all were happy to say at least maybe it will get maybe the judicial system. In fact, it started on a very good foot. Well, I don't know what happened because it started with the credential audits, with the judicial system and mess up how you try to do everything possible. But then you talk about, you know, when you pointing one finger, look.
So quickly, before I turn it over to you, let's just let the people know to set the stage for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about the ANC. I see them starting to make the same mistake again just from the get-go. I already see them. We'll talk about it tomorrow. That on their show, we're not afraid to talk about any political party or political leader. Or we can talk about it. What are you talking? So be afraid of what
our strength. We don't care
you
for everybody. Because we probably used to our Doka flag. Look, we can wear our Doka flag, you know. So
we're supposed to be me.
Don't call us. We don't care.
My 2 hours will be something different. I leave it to can't be afraid to talk about the other person, talk about the other person, criticize the other person, criticize me. Yeah, I know we are rolling. But it's up to you. To you. Folks, we'll see you tomorrow. Don't make the show tomorrow. We'll be hot. We're getting news that Jeremiah Kuhn allegedly won Baldwin Johnson University. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
You can keep the one for tomorrow.
Let's see you tomorrow.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank to all of you, our viewers. Indeed, you people are great. Those of you that are always running your data in making sure that you follow us. Thanks to all of you, man. Even though, sometimes we're not in the island that, but thanks to all of you, and those of you also in Radio Land. Thanks to all of you, our callers, our well-wishers, our supporters, and everyone. Thank you so much. We see you tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God. For matter of fact, tomorrow being Friday, and a good Friday indeed. But we love you all. But please, love Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia. Good night.